is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. Going beast mode when the game begin. I worked all summer to be a champion. At Venice High School, all we do is win. Man, it feel good to be an Indian.
And welcome to this week's edition of the John Peacock Coaches Show. I'm John Massoni here with Venice Indian head football coach John Peacock. And Coach, always an interesting game when IMG comes to town. A lot of interest from the fan base, from the media base, even nationally media base. And, you know, the games themselves have always had an interesting flair to them. Obviously, IMG being a very good football team, number one team in the country, depending on what poll you look at, very talented, and a very entertaining, although a loss for the Indians, 27-14 matchup on Friday night.
Yeah, you know, I think we're definitely trending in the right direction right now. Where I think we're becoming a better football team each week. I think that has a lot to do with the quarterback position and just having some, you know, solidity there of who our guy is. And, you know, because the first half of the season, you know, we were going through like who's going to be our starter, how are we going to rotate these guys, and really didn't have a decision made on that as far as the quarterback goes. And that, you know, the quarterback position is the most important position on the field for any football team. So I think Darion has done a great job of picking up our offense, our signals, how we call things, how we, you know, which way we slide our protections. And, you know, he's going to continue to get better each and every week. And, you know, I would expect him this week to have his best game and the following week to have an even better game. He's a very, very talented player. He's a dual threat guy.
Oh, yeah.
But, you know, he does, you know, he's a quarterback first. So, you know, he's not going to just tuck it and run willy-nilly. You know, he's going to make his reads. And then if that's not there and he's getting pressure, he's got the ability to run as well. I
thought overall from the overall perspective of the game that physically, the physicality of the game didn't seem there was a large mismatch from that perspective. I think athletically, especially on defense, they could run to the ball really fast and cause some plays havoc in the backfield. But I thought at the point of attack, it didn't seem like it was that much of a mismatch on both sides of the ball. That's got to be something to look at as your team and say, okay, we were physically able to play with that football team.
Yeah, you know, I think the biggest difference with IMG is one, you know, they have everyone's a 4-star, 5-star.
Yeah.
And they're all, you know, they're all going Division I to major schools. But I think the big thing and the big factor is they're all taller.
Yeah.
And they're all bigger.
Right.
You know, so that's really the bottom line is like, you know, and that's where a lot of people get their stars from. Like if you're a 5'3" offensive lineman, but you're the best player in the country at 5'3", you're probably not a 5-star. You're probably a 3-star.
Right.
You know, but if you're 6'8", 330 pounds, and you're pretty athletic, like you're going to be a 5-star.
And if you're not, you're a 5-star because it's what you could be. It's what you're going to become.
Right.
Because they think, hey, if I have this physical tool to mold into this, he could be the best player in the NFL at some point in time. And I think that happens quite a bit with them as far as how they do it. I will say this: their roster was very young in comparison to teams over the past. Most of the time you play IMG, it's very senior laden. Like a new crop of guys come in as older.
The big difference from this year's team and any other team we played in the past is they had seven returners on defense.
Yeah.
And like we've never I think every year in the past, like I don't think we ever faced
the same guys.
Anybody that
maybe
was the
one
same.
or two. Yeah,
maybe one or two, but 7 starters come back from last year's team, and I think that's why they play so well on defense.
On offense, they had the big running back. He's a beast.
Yep.
But offensively, they were really led by 2 sophomores. When a quarterback, like you said, 2028 recruiting class, and then the receiver that's also going in the 2028
I think there were
recruiting
a couple players that stood out in the game. One, I think Ashari Charles stood out.
Yes, he did.
They had to, not only did he make plays and splash plays, but they also, had to put 2 people on him.
Right.
They couldn't just put their number 1 tackle in the country on him. They had to put him and H-back or
check to double team him. Yeah.
I thought he stood out and had a great game. Tyree Mannings, I thought, had a
sophomore,
great game.
by the way, too. Right. Yeah.
14 catches for which was tied for a school record for 139 yards.
Yeah.
And if he wouldn't have, he stumbled on the one, or it would have been a touchdown.
Right.
And and then for them, I thought, and I think Darion stood out. I thought he did an excellent job.
I thought the ball come out of his hand quick.
And he put it on the spot. He made quick decisions. He didn't turn the ball over, which was huge. Usually, you play a team like IMG, everyone always walks away like, oh, we didn't turn the ball over. Well, they kind of cause that. And
right.
They kind of create that because they're so fast and they get so much pressure on the quarterback, and you have to make quick decisions. And then you got on the back end of it, their DBs are 5-star DBs as well. So
right.
I thought he did a great job. I know we had some incomplete passes, had a couple drops, and I thought number 3, for them
was really good.
Oh, he's special.
He's
a sophomore too.
And I know we don't show highlights of the other team's touchdowns or that kind of thing, but the idea was he had 2 plays, one in particular where he broke 7 tackles. He was almost on the ground with his head in somebody's arms, and he pulled away and ended up scoring on it like a 44-yard touchdown.
He reminded me of Amari Hayes. Same number.
Right.
Yep.
Same. That I'm not going down no matter what. It was like, because you'd almost be it was, and looking at it from a certain perspective, 2 Venice Indians on the guy. And here, there's another Venice Indian right there. But
that was a really bad play by our defense. I thought they played well all night long. That was just a horrible play.
But there was a guy there to clean up the tackle. But he was like, "Oh, these guys, my guys got him," and then boom, and then he's down the field.
That's what I'm saying. You relaxed.
Whistles. Yeah.
I think we relaxed that play, and it ended up being a really bad football play for us. And I mean, the defense played well all night long.
Yeah.
I mean, all night long, and then also, I thought another guy that stood out was the quarterback. Their quarterback was so smooth, and I mean that ball was on the money, and he moved and manipulated that pocket, and they also had, you also have 5 guys that 3 of them going to USC, and then I don't know where the other 2 are going. I don't pay attention to all that stuff, but I mean their offensive line were huge.
Very big.
I think they were all 6'6" or taller.
I think there was a stat that said I think their offensive line averaged like 6'5", 325 or whatever it would be. That's a pro level size.
And they were all athletic. They're not. They weren't.
They don't
sloppy.
look. Yeah, they're not. They're not your typical. You're right. But again, effort-wise, I thought both teams played with a lot of effort. I mean, Venice in particular, everybody seemed to really want to. When on the field, they gave everything they had in that game.
I mean, that's why we play those games. Is we want to figure out who's willing to compete when you have a 5-star in front of you and who's going to shut it down. And I thought everyone competed. I thought the defense came out and was absolutely outstanding. I thought offensively we kept our cool, and we did what we were supposed to do. We had a tough time running the ball.
But you know what? But I think a lot of that from a statistic perspective, there were some negative plays.
Yeah.
Obviously, and even in the passing game where a sack takes. I think there was moments where it sort of come together, but you just couldn't live on a diet of running against that team. They were going to not let you do that over and over again.
I think later on, like towards the second half, we were able to start, running the ball a little bit. We just had a hard time backside of taking care of backside, and it was just so fast.
And special teams wise, I think we looked equal to their special teams. I thought Reynolds was again really good from in all phases as far as punting was concerned. His kickoffs went in the end zone again. So there's a lot of positives to say that there was a equal amount of things going on in different places. And you said about Ashari's stat line was as good as the stat line could, because again ball control, you won that part of the equation, which I mean that means. But there wasn't a lot of plays on their side, so the stat line didn't pop too much for the defense, but it didn't have to.
I think the plays were 57
to 40.
80. No,
I think was it a little more.
They had 57 plays. Now also understand when I say that, the penalties are in those plays.
Yeah. Okay.
So they ran 57 plays, That there could have been four or five penalties where the plays didn't count.
Well,
And
for them, there was like 15 penalties.
We ran 83.
Yeah.
83 plays.
Gotcha.
Now there was 11 penalties on us too, but we ran 83 plays.
But it's still the same disparity of
Yeah.
plays. So that was, but again, all those things, like I said, you could dissect it a lot. A loss is a loss. I know how you feel about that. But there was some things you could look at, and I think you could say to yourself from a self-scouting perspective, okay, this is where we did,
I think,
well.
we don't get that touchdown call back, and we don't have a legal man downfield.
That was early in the game too. That's a momentum changer.
I think, it changes everything, and now you're talking into the game. I know that's loser talk, but it is what it is. But you got to
analyze the game for what it is, and then you can look at that kind of thing and say, okay, this is a moment to teach and a moment to say that these are the kind of things, opportunities were there. Take advantage of them, and you never know what the outcome could be in that situation.
But I think we'll find out moving forward at the end of the year if playing that game truly helped us, and my hopes are that it did. My hopes are that it gave us a little boost of confidence, and we've had a tough schedule. You take away the Tampa Bay Tech loss, where we would have lost to anybody that night.
Right.
We were so out of sync,
performance.
Offensively, defensively, just the whole deal. And you take that away, and we've lost 2 games to 2 national powers.
Right.
With probably top 10 rosters in the country.
Absolutely right. So again, 27-14 was the final score. Again, not the outcome you were hoping for as far as the scoreboard was some, but obviously some things you can take away from that with that. Again, we're here at Bogies, and now I know I said last week it was busy. Officially, it is busy in this joint.
It is.
So I actually rolled in here Sunday a little later in the day just to kind of get a quick bite to eat. And man, how do you not watch a ball game here? Every game was on TV as far as football is concerned. You had everything going on. And then you get the great food and the great service as well.
Yeah, I didn't go to this with a special because I didn't feel like the special was a meal, but I did get something new tonight.
It was as special as the special because today is National Taco Day.
Right. So I got the chicken tacos, and I'll tell you what, this might be the best thing I've had here.
I know that there's some things that you get and you're like,
why
wow,
have I not ordered
off
this?
the chart.
Why have I not ordered this before?
Well, I ordered the Greek salad tonight. And the manager of Bogies went to me and said, "That's going to be my dinner tonight with some chicken and shrimp on it, because it's good.
Right.
It's a lot of food. So again, come here. This is the time of the year. This is where things start to percolate. Football season, and of course, all the folks from up north are finding their way back to Venice.
Do we have games? Is there games tomorrow night? College games?
Yes, there's one game. It would be
that's what I thought.
North Texas and USF.
When's MAC action start?
MAC action.
USF.
On Friday, that's
on Wednesday.
On Friday, that's Friday.
On Friday.
Yeah, and then I know Maction's coming back soon. I don't know if it's there or not yet because I didn't see anything on the schedule. I just saw the Friday game, which is actually a very good game. North Texas is a very good team.
Yeah,
and USF's going to have their handful. No doubt
USF
about
has a couple games on Friday.
Yes. But I think that's sort of the AAC trying to get their spotlight on some of their – and I get that. You want to have a night. The only thing I'd say is that it was always hands off. You don't have a game on high school football night.
Yeah.
But again, I think that there's probably – they might get a little pop from it, but they don't – nobody's touching high school football for their attendance-wise. If you're missing a high school football game to go watch a certain game, then – you're probably coming to the other 9.
Yeah, if you're gonna miss a Venice game and go see a North Texas game, you got issues.
That's right.
Sure.
So with that, we'll take a break from Bogies and come back and do our sponsor spotlight and the highlights from Friday night's game with us with IMG. Be right back here at Bogies right after this.
We'd like to take a minute to acknowledge all of our sponsors that truly make this happen: State College of Florida, Chick-fil-A,
Absolute Aluminum, Jenkins, Lightning Fast Car Wash, Venice Pest Control,
Players Ryan Brown, Damon Wilson, Trey Burton,
Ships Excavating, AstroTurf, Athletes Perspective Group, X-Tech,
Advanced Asphalt, Sarasota Ford, The Hupp Group,
Bogies of Venice,
And a special thanks to Suncoast Credit Union.
At the Hub Group at Keller Williams Island Life Real Estate, luxury isn't about price. Luxury is about the experience that we deliver to every client. We are a full-service real estate team offering expert marketing, strategic negotiations, and 5-star communication across every transaction. Our team includes 7 licensed realtors who work together to bring results, experience, and personalized service at every price point. With dedicated in-house marketing, operations, and complementary property styling, we elevate every listing and guide each buyer with precision and care. Over 80% of our business comes from referrals and repeat clients, because at the Hub Group, every client receives the luxury treatment, no matter the budget. The Hub Group, strategy, results, luxury.
Hey parents, start your child's savings adventure today with Ernie's Kids Club at Suncoast Credit Union. New members who open a youth savings account get a free 2025 Zoo Tampa Pass, financial literacy activities, and entry into special giveaways. Simply become a member and make an initial deposit of $50 or more to qualify for the Zoo Tampa Pass. Invest in your child's tomorrow while unlocking roaring savings today. Visit suncoast.com/kidsclub or your nearest branch to get started.
Quality education, exceptional value, and endless possibilities. All at State College of Florida. Thinking of starting college or switching careers? Our flexible schedules and student resources will help you get to the finish line. Apply today at scf.edu/letsgo.
Back here on the John Peacock Coaches Show from Bogies. But, Coach, we go to our sponsor spotlight and a long-standing sponsor for Venice High School football, Jenkins Chevrolet. Always doing a great job for us, and great vehicles down there.
Yeah, I would say Jenkins Chevrolet is probably our number one title sponsor for everything.
Right.
I think, and of course it started. I don't even know are we allowed to say the old name?
I'm sure we could.
It was Bill Buck, and then when Jenkins moved in, they also, felt it was important to be
part of the community.
And they're major sponsor on our jumbotron, coaches show, live stream. I think fishing, pretty much everything.
Yeah, check a lot of boxes. There's no doubt about that.
You got to go down there. It's a huge lot. They got a great showroom. They also have a great service department there.
Yes,
for all vehicles.
Yes, and that's a tough place to work. Because and nobody's walking in there with a smile on their face because something broke on their car or their truck. So I know that's a tough place to work, but nonetheless, they do a real good job down there as well.
Huge selection of vehicles. I think they also have some used cars on the lot, and but I think also if you got service to do, they're a top-notch service department.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. So obviously, if you're looking for
buy all your vehicles.
Listen, there might be if there was like a brick with the guy who went over a certain amount of vehicles, I'm probably the one who would get a brick over there because between vehicles from business to wife and kids and you name it, relatives, there's been quite a few with my name attached to that have been across the Jenkins sales lot for sure. So
Jenkins and then back before Jenkins, a lot of people with those cars, and they do a great job, and just go support them. And if you're looking for a new vehicle, pull on up. They always have people there ready to sell.
And that's, like I said, all the sponsors. We always really appreciate everything they do. And when we talk about them, we want to make sure you know that we really want you to go out there and support them as well.
Right.
You walk in there and you say that you heard it on the John Peacock Coaches Show. Boy,
then we'll spotlight you next week.
And that because they'll be letting us know that they heard it from us for sure. So once again, thank you for Jenkins for being our spotlight sponsor for tonight. With that, we'll go ahead and get right into those highlights from Friday night of the IMG game against Indians right now.
We'd like to take a minute to acknowledge all of our sponsors that truly make this happen. State College of Florida, Chick-fil-A,
Absolute Aluminum, Jenkins, Lightning Fast Car Wash, Venice Pest Control,
Players, Ryan Brown, Damon Wilson, Trey Burton,
Ships Excavating, AstroTurf, Athletes Perspective Group, X-Tech,
Advanced Asphalt, Sarasota Ford, the Hupp Group,
Bogies of Venice.
and a special thanks to Suncoast Credit Union.
At the Hupp Group at Keller Williams Island Life Real Estate, luxury isn't about price. Luxury is about the experience that we deliver to every client. We are a full-service real estate team offering expert marketing, strategic negotiations, and 5-star communication across every transaction. Our team includes 7 licensed realtors who work together to bring results, experience, and personalized service at every price point. With dedicated in-house marketing, operations, and complementary property styling, we elevate every listing and guide each buyer with precision and care. Over 80% of our business comes from referrals and repeat clients, because at the Hupp Group, every client receives the luxury treatment, no matter the budget. The Hupp Group, strategy, results, luxury.
Hey parents, start your child's savings adventure today with Ernie's Kids Club at Suncoast Credit Union. New members who open a youth savings account get a free 2025 Zoo Tampa Pass, financial literacy activities, and entry into special giveaways. Simply become a member and make an initial deposit of $50 or more to qualify for the Zoo Tampa Pass. Invest in your child's tomorrow while unlocking roaring savings today. Visit suncoast.com/kidsclub or your nearest branch to get started.
Quality education, exceptional value, and endless possibilities. All at State College of Florida. Thinking of starting college or switching careers? Our flexible schedules and student resources will help you get to the finish line. Apply today at scf.edu/letsgo.
So we came out. I thought, I know we didn't score the first series, but I thought Darion did a good job. I thought right here to Tyree, first play of the game, we picked up 14 yards.
Now, on time with the throws, look good in the pocket.
I thought this first series was pretty good. We got to see a lot of things, and there's just first down, and we got called for lineman downfield. He wasn't downfield, but
there's a lot of that called on both teams.
And that he wasn't, though. I mean, when you slow it down, but it is what it is. Lane Kisovic.
Yeah, great.
Lane was another standout.
Athletic plays all night.
He made some great plays there. And mind you, when you're watching this, these are all 5-star receivers, every single one of them. A 5-star quarterback. So we forced a 3-and-out to start the game. Got the ball back. Tyree makes a really good return here. Makes a couple guys miss and gives us pretty good field position to start our second drive. And like I said, I mean, Tyree stood out on Friday night.
And a couple on special teams as well.
But again, we were able to move the ball. It was a big third down here to Landon Green. Landon Green had a big night.
4 catches.
Yeah, 4 catches, and I want to say at least 2 of them were big third downs, if not all 4. But I know 2 were big third down plays. This is the play, stumble, and then we didn't score that series. He doesn't. If he keeps his feet there, we score. This is the one where we got a touchdown call back. I think this is actually the play where we had the touchdown call back, and you'll see our tackle just ends up downfield a little bit. He was actually engaged, but that's not a high school rule. I mean, so he was 4 yards downfield, so you can't do that, and didn't count.
And when you're scrambling like that, they're looking at somebody to block. It's hard. It's hard to do.
And then after that, we got our field goal blocked, so they got the ball right back at the 50. See there's a play by Shari there knocking the ball down. So we just didn't have everything kind of going our way. I felt like if we had some things go our way early, we would have had a little bit better shot. But
here's the big back and getting the ball here.
Shari, he was 240-pound back, huge back.
He was as big as I've seen.
5-star, 240-pound back. Yeah, you see the linemen. I think the 3 guys on the left, the center, the guard, and the tackle are all 3 committed to USC. And then again, number 7 right there. There's a Shari making a big, huge play. That was on 4th down, I think, 3rd or 4th.
Yep, and then
caused fumble.
So sack, strip, fumble caused on that one.
Yep. And again, so that was Landon. A nice play by Landon.
And you can watch Darren, no happy feet in the pocket, just getting his rhythm and tempo down.
He zipped that ball. I mean, he was on the money pretty much all night. We did miss a few, but you're not gonna play perfect. And their quarterback, he's the number 1 recruit in the country, his class. I thought we did a really good job with him all night.
Especially with he could run the football if he needed to.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
he didn't get off on too many plays.
That's that number 3, and he is special player. I see Lane coming up and making a nice play on him.
Get him out of bounds.
They probably threw that swing 6 or 7 times.
They did.
And they're, and I'm wondering, like, dang, why keep throwing that swing, And then finally when he made that play, that's why they keep throwing that swing. They're just waiting.
Right, for him to break it. Yep.
Enough opportunities, he'll get a chance to make a play, and that's why they kept doing it. And Tyree was so close on multiple kickoff returns. Right here, they just get his ankle. And that was the last guy right there to beat.
And returnable kicks, especially kicking into to the east side, because there was a pretty decent wind on Friday night.
I want to say the 3 kickoff returns that he had, they were all fingernail away from
going at least 50. Yeah.
It's a big third down to Tyree here.
Getting that ball from getting hit as he threw it.
It was tough running the ball. They kind of changed their defense to what they've been in the past, and they were a big time attacking defense. Those linebackers got downhill real fast.
Oh gosh, 0 and 4.
Yeah.
Those guys can get to the ball.
Let's see here.
Good play break. I think he broke up the play right there.
Yeah, that was Lane again. Lane makes plays every week. Every week. There's Borelli. He's made the transition from free safety to
the outside linebacker position.
Mike linebacker.
Okay.
Yeah, Mike linebacker. So we got some really good speed on the field as far as that goes. You see right here is a great play by Micah.
50-50 ball, and he
Micah
goes up
Hayes,
and gets it. And that's their number 3 kid too.
Yeah, that's the 5-star.
Great job.
Yeah, that was a huge play because when that ball was in the air and really the corner on him was Walker Brown, and he kind of got lost, and Micah just came right from free safety all the way over there and made that play.
Right there. Yeah, and I don't think the quarterback saw him either.
No, I mean he was midfield.
He didn't think he was going to get there, or he didn't see him at all.
He did an unbelievable job getting there. You see just a catch and throw, and now.
And that was a good throw because he got it out of his hands, and he wasn't really in his hand right. He just got it where he needed to go. That's when you say you start understanding the offense. Get it out of my hands, quick.
And the Tyree from catching that.
Absolutely right.
12 yards.
The thing wasn't spinning. It was going end over end.
Again, trying to get that ball in number 3's hand, and I mean,
he gets on the ground.
He's a special player. I mean, he showed up every week in film. It was just usually a long passes downfield, but I mean, he shows up week after week after week on their film of being the guy making the plays amongst 5-star athletes that you're playing with.
Another one right at the goal line, going
right
to that east wind.
Tell me he's not fearless.
And then right there, he's just and probably smart to run out of bounds because he saw that flag.
I mean, you're catching the ball at the inch line. You got 11 dudes screaming down and getting the ball, and you have a chance to let it go in the end zone.
11 dudes that got scholarships somewhere.
Yeah. I mean, he's a fearless player. So we're right now probably halfway through the third. I'm gonna say it's 14-0.
Actually, probably 20-0 at this
20-0. Okay.
I think it's probably close to that.
You see, Dale had some nice runs, and right now we enter the fourth quarter. And
I said Dale is 1 yard or 60 yards.
Yeah, I mean he had some nice runs.
Did run,
I think here's a nice run. We're about 14 yards he had. I think he broke 3 or 4 tackles there.
Runs hard, runs ferocious. I thought that was a penalty too there.
Runs really, really hard. He seems to always have some huge plays and
he's a splash player.
Yeah,
he does some splash stuff.
And he's got that second gear when he gets in the open field.
We had a run earlier in the season where he was even with a guy, and then 3 steps later, he was 3 yards past him.
That was a 4th down in our own territory. We just kind of felt like if we didn't get that kind of the momentum was going to. Oh no, here's the 4th down. I'm sorry, 4th and 3. We kind of felt like we had to go for this because the momentum was kind of swinging pretty heavily in IMG's favor. We just felt like we had to get it. I know it's on our own territory, but it was one of those situations where.
And he hits green.
Yeah, green. Another
holds
4th
on.
Down.
Yeah. Goes and gets it up there with his hands, and then he comes down after getting hit. So great play by him.
We get down here. They started cheating a little bit to Tyree's side with help with some safety, and they kind of fell asleep on Colton Lynch, and he makes a big play here.
I wasn't sure what that whole thing was with the towel there. Like it was like you had to wipe something off.
Oh, no. They stole our towel, and they made him give it back. Yeah, so Colton has a nice play here, getting us right down into the 5-yard line. And then
they got a penalty. You got to the 2.5.
Yeah, and then Ashari gets a touchdown reception here.
Little jump pass.
Yeah, I just kind of felt like this is where we were last year. What, 3 times and didn't score?
Yeah.
That could have been a difference of the game, and Ashari makes a nice play here.
He had the release, and he got the inside leverage, and he was good to go. Just a matter of catching it.
Yeah.
So like I said, stat line was good. You had to throw all the stuff on defense and you get a touchdown at the top of it. So good night.
Then we made some good plays here. This is Ashari on another quarterback sack. Defense, the defense played great, especially the second half when it was, there's number 3 again, another swing. Now he's already broke.
See, that's
he's dangerous with the ball in his hand. And we come back and we drive right back down the field again and score, and make it 14 to.
And you're not seeing a lot of different numbers out there, at least for a good portion of that second. They were still running their ones out there pretty much the whole game.
They were trying to do everything they could to put more points on the board. That kind of upset me a little bit when they got the ball back when it was clearly over 14 to 27, and there wasn't enough time for us even to get the ball back, and they were throwing wheels and vertical routes downfield. Right. I was like, what are we doing here? Like, that was unnecessary, I thought. But again, Tyree making catches here. And we drive down the field again and score.
Again, quick, get the ball out of their hands quick,
it's just,
let them make a play.
Yeah, they just made it a little easy, like just throw it now and get what he can. And he's that type of player where
and in that situation,
that could turn into a touchdown.
That's 7 yards every time. You'll take that all the time, any game.
I see right here, Darian. You can see his speed.
Right
you can see his speed here and how strong he is running the ball, and that's one thing we haven't seen a whole lot of, because he's been getting rid of the ball and throwing the ball. We like to take a minute to acknowledge all of our sponsors that truly make this happen. State College of Florida, Chick-fil-A,
Absolute Aluminum, Jenkins, Lightning Fast Car Wash, Venice Pest Control,
Players, Ryan Brown, Damon Wilson, Trey Burton,
Ships Excavating, AstroTurf, Athletes Perspective Group, X-Tech,
Advanced Asphalt, Sarasota Ford, The Hupp Group,
Bogies of Venice,
and a special thanks to Suncoast Credit Union.
At the Hupp Group at Keller Williams Island Life Real Estate, luxury isn't about price. Luxury is about the experience that we deliver to every client. We are a full-service real estate team offering expert marketing, strategic negotiations, and 5-star communication across every transaction. Our team includes 7 licensed realtors who work together to bring results, experience, and personalized service at every price point. With dedicated in-house marketing, operations, and complimentary property styling, we elevate every listing and guide each buyer with precision and care. Over 80% of our business comes from referrals and repeat clients, because at the Hupp Group, every client receives the luxury treatment, no matter the budget. The Hupp Group, strategy, results, luxury.
Hey parents, start your child's savings adventure today with Ernie's Kids Club at Suncoast Credit Union. New members who open a youth savings account get a free 2025 Zoo Tampa Pass, financial literacy activities, and entry into special giveaways. Simply become a member and make an initial deposit of $50 or more to qualify for the Zoo Tampa Pass. Invest in your child's tomorrow while unlocking roaring savings today. Visit suncoast.com/kidsclub or your nearest branch to get started.
Quality education, exceptional value, and endless possibilities. All at State College of Florida. Thinking of starting college or switching careers? Our flexible schedules and student resources will help you get to the finish line. Apply today at scf.edu/letsgo.
So 27-14 was the final score, and you can see from the highlight package what we talked about. There was plays that were made. You saw their size, you saw their talent. So once again, no moral victories, but enough to take out of there that you can teach a little bit and praise a little bit at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, I think what you take out is that we're never gonna face a team anywhere close to as talented as they were.
Right.
Like it just won't happen, and they won't even be close. Like we will not face another team anywhere close to that talented. And it did a lot for us. It did a lot for us in 17, and I really felt like it did a lot for us last year.
I think you're 100% right. Last year in particular, there was a launch point that I saw from that game that would just sort of everybody sort of said, okay, dust yourself off, and what you've seen what that's all about, and now go on and play your schedule.
Yeah.
So
not that we played great every game past that point, because we did. I didn't think we played very well against CCC after that, but I felt like the confidence, because when you're a football player and you take a couple chinks in the armor, I mean that does something to you. You lose a couple games you shouldn't lose, or you're 3-3. That's a chink in the armor.
Right. Right.
I felt like our guys showed up and competed.
There's no doubt about it. About
just to give a little bit of what we're talking about. They played the number 1 team in Alabama
right
the week before, and it was 47-7 at halftime.
Right.
To give you an idea, the number 1 team in Alabama.
They if you look at their schedule, everybody they play is sort of in either the best team in their state
elite
or
group.
close to it,
Elite
or they're playing the Bishop Gormans and the St. Francis
and the
all those.
Venisons.
Right, exactly.
Right.
So people that are in
Right.
top 20 in the country kind of teams, and
Right.
they don't shy away from it. Obviously, they shouldn't, and it makes no sense to that. But
I don't think they have an option.
Well, I know they have a hard time with getting games.
Oh, they have a
too.
very difficult time getting games. I mean, like we talked about before, there's some states that won't even let anyone play them in the whole state.
I got the opportunity to call the game with their media guy, Ryan Sudol. Ryan had a lot of interesting tidbits to let me know, but they traveled 26,000 miles to different teams last year in their schedule, and they're trying to find games anywhere. London, wherever they can get a game.
It's expensive too.
It is, and they do a good job with it. And also, he had sort of a listing of where he said about where these players are going to recruiting wise. Oklahoma. It just reads off as the who's who of college football, where these guys are that guy is their biggest recruit on the field for Oklahoma. Then the 3 guys from USC, they're going to be their left side of their offense for the next 3 years. Well,
we know from the past, like J.J. McCarthy, Blake Corum,
right. Well, you've seen the players that they've put on the field. Just I use defense as an option. You've got guys that are in the pros right now. The DN from that was at Georgia. You've got all these different guys. That cornerbacks and D-backs and safeties.
Well, they'll be from the team we just played. They'll be 7, 8, 9 kids. That end up in the NFL.
You and I are obviously we're big football fans, especially on Saturdays. We watch the games. We look at it and said, "Oh yeah, we played against that guy." And
you're like, "He played against IMG? What was your backup?"
But it's funny to see that they're doing it, and they do flourish once they get to where they're at. They're definitely immediate impact guys.
Well, because like we talked about, it's they're the extreme at their position.
Right.
Like they're the 6'4" corner, or they're the 6'8" offensive tackle.
Right.
You know what I mean?
There's no doubt about it. No doubt. So once again, 27-14 was the final score. We'll take a quick break, come back, and talk about a big game, right? Districts coming up.
Yep.
So we want to make sure we talk about Riverview coming up at Powell Davis Stadium. 7:30 is the kickoff as usual. So let's take a quick break, come back here to Bogies, and we'll talk about Friday night's matchup against the Riverview Rams. Be right back.
We'd like to take a minute to acknowledge all of our sponsors that truly make this happen. State College of Florida, Chick-fil-A,
Absolute Aluminum, Jenkins, Lightning Fast Car Wash, Venice Pest Control.
Players: Ryan Brown, Damon Wilson, Trey Burton.
Ships Excavating. AstroTurf. Athletes Perspective Group. X-Tech.
Advanced Asphalt, Sarasota Ford, the Hup Group,
Bogies of Venice.
and a special thanks to Suncoast Credit Union.
At the Hub Group at Keller Williams Island Life Real Estate, luxury isn't about price. Luxury is about the experience that we deliver to every client. We are a full-service real estate team offering expert marketing, strategic negotiations, and 5-star communication across every transaction. Our team includes 7 licensed realtors who work together to bring results, experience, and personalized service at every price point. With dedicated in-house marketing, operations, and complementary property styling, we elevate every listing and guide each buyer with precision and care. Over 80% of our business comes from referrals and repeat clients, because at the Hub Group, every client receives the luxury treatment, no matter the budget. The Hub Group: strategy, results, luxury.
Hey parents, start your child's savings adventure today with Ernie's Kids Club at Suncoast Credit Union. New members who open a youth savings account get a free 2025 Zoo Tampa Pass, financial literacy activities, and entry into special giveaways. Simply become a member and make an initial deposit of $50 or more to qualify for the Zoo Tampa Pass. Invest in your child's tomorrow while unlocking roaring savings today. Visit suncoast.com/kidsclub or your nearest branch to get started.
Quality education, exceptional value, and endless possibilities. All at State College of Florida. Thinking of starting college or switching careers? Our flexible schedules and student resources will help you get to the finish line. Apply today at scf.edu/letsgo.
Back here at Bogies for the John Peacock Coach Show. And Coach, district game coming up Friday night, Powell Davis Stadium. The Riverview Rams coming to town. Obviously a rival for a lot of years just for the proximity. They're right up the road from us, and that's always going to be a rivalry in that situation. But in this case, we are district foes, and we have to play each other every year, and it comes down a lot of times to this game being the winner of the district.
And I think this year is a little bit different feel than it has been in the past. We're going up against a Riverview team that's one of the top teams in the state of Florida. They just came out with a new not the new Max Specs, but the new FHSAA rankings, and they are number 2 in 7A, and I think we're like 22 or 24 or somewhere around that area, and I think they're the number 7 or maybe 14 team in the state
overall.
Number 14 team in the state, and we're number 104. Usually going in these games, it's kind of role reversal, where we're the team that's ranked, and they're the team that's not ranked. So it feels a little different this year. Obviously, they're undefeated. They've got through a brutal schedule this year to become undefeated, and we're sitting here at 3-3, and I think we have done a good job of not losing the team. I think that, like we talked about IMG, I think that's going to go a long way to help us, and I think that we also have gotten a lot better in a short period of time in the last 3 weeks. Really, I see, I've seen a lot of growth in the last 3 weeks, and I think that gives us a shot. Now, all we need is a shot.
I've noticed that just looking the headlines, that their offense is doing really well. So is the defense. They've really sort of kind of been in command in a lot of their games.
Right.
Coordinators are new, I think, this year. Head coaches new, obviously. We know that.
Yeah, Mark Christiani, who I coached and played for me. I was a defensive coordinator. He was a defensive player. He actually played both ways, but a really good player for us. He went on to Eastern Kentucky, then he went into the military. And was an Army Ranger, and then when he found out he was back in town, got a hold of him as fast as I could, and got him on staff, and he was with us. I'm not sure the exact amount of time that he was with us.
It had to be over 5 years, easily, maybe more than that.
It could have been like around five years. And then, unfortunately, he made a move right before the 2017 season, and He's been at Riverview ever since, and he just got the head coaching job. I think he's going to do a wonderful job just listening to his kids and how they speak and what they say about the program. And I think that he's going to build a culture there that is going to be productive. And Mark is one of those guys that he's a high energy guy, and what made him special
he's definitely a high energy guy. There's no doubt about that.
And what made him special as a player was that he would take a kid that was, the scout team defensive tackle and make him feel special. As a young man, he did that to his players, his peers.
Right.
So if he also was able to do that as a coach. So
and
that's a good mix.
Position coach, you have 10, 11 guys in your positions. He always made those kids feel like they were doing stuff. So I translating that to 50 kids. I think it's a good thing he could definitely do.
Yeah, and I think he's going to be very successful. Be very successful there. So happy for him. His coordinators, Coach Smithers stepped down as head coach.
Right.
Took over the defense, and then offensively, Brody Weiss does the offense.
Right. And I did peek. I'm on Max Preps every week, putting stats in for the Venice team. And I just peeked at Riverview stats. The passing game looks like it's really humming for them. I mean, just from my look at it.
Yeah, they have some good players. Parker Nippert, who's one of my favorite players that we compete against.
Okay.
Parker, he was a guy last year that was competing for the job and didn't get it. And I thought that he was a better quarterback, and I thought that he, didn't really get an opportunity, but he did late. And I think he was able to keep fighting and keep showing up, obviously. And he's now the starter and he's been having a great year. He's got a good arm. He gets rid of the ball quickly. He when he wants to run it, he does a good job running the ball. But he's kind of like our guy, where he's not gonna. That's not his first option. He's not gonna.
Right. He's looking downfield.
Yeah, he's not gonna freak out and just start running. So he's done a good job of getting the ball out of his hands. He's got a strong arm and seems to put it in really good spots, especially his deep ball. He seems to always put it nice and high outside for his receivers to make a play.
He's got guys to throw to.
Yeah, they have number 10, Trenton Huffman is a really, really good receiver. I mean, he's, watching him on film, he does absolutely everything right. I mean, he's a kid that's blocking. I haven't seen him drop any passes. Every route he runs hard. So we're gonna have to do a good job against him and make sure that we know where he's at on the field at all times, because he's a guy that I feel like is just consistent and that can make play after play. And like I said, he's going to do the right thing, and most likely they're going to place him where they're running the ball, because he does do a good job blocking, and he's just a very productive player that we have to make sure we're aware of.
Traditionally, Riverview, I'm talking 40, 50 years going back, the line of scrimmage is where they usually have a lot of talent.
Yeah, and they are huge up front.
So that's
probably the second biggest offensive line, not counting IMG, they're right behind IMG, and they're big athletic kids too. So they're not too far off what we just saw. So
and therein lies the reason why you want to have a game like that on your schedule with IMG.
Right.
You're gonna see something and say nothing's. At this point forward, you shouldn't be surprised by somebody else's physicality.
No, and we're not going to line up in pregame warm-up and say, "Oh, they're huge."
Right. You've seen the aberration, but it's still there. There's no doubt about that. Obviously, coming into the game,
they have two good backs too, that are really, that is their deal. Like they're running backs. James, who I don't know if it's his brother or his. I'm not sure, but James in the NFL.
Yeah.
So that he's in relation to him. He's a smaller guy. Reminds me a lot of Dree Archer.
Okay.
Like he's not very big in stature, but he is electric. He runs hard. He runs between the tackles. He's not a guy that's just going to bounce outside and try to, beat you around the edge. But he does a nice job.
Well, that sounds a little bit like Matt LaRoche, because Matt LaRoche, but
he's Dree size.
Okay.
Though.
Okay.
Dree size. But Dree ran inside too.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely.
But and the other guy, Isaac Belt, who's, I want to say this is his third year.
Listen, that name has been around for a while.
Yeah.
I think it's got to be 3 years.
Yeah, so he's another guy. So they kind of have a 1-2 punch right there in the backfield, and Yeah, like I said, they're a good football team. They've dominated their opponents, even with the tough schedule that they had. They've been able to really put some big time points on the board each and every week. So
yeah, and the only common opponent was a kickoff classic with at this point with Port Charlotte. And there was a high-scoring game as well in a kickoff classic. So, yeah, I mean, a lot to look at. And, again, games at home. So there's one intangible on Venice's side. Right.
Yeah.
Because that's always a big – our fan base, they know what it's all about. Yeah. And we know – I've already heard all about this. Man, got to get there early. Parking's going to be tough because Riverview's going to bring everybody down, and then they're going to pack their side of the field for sure. And that's, that's the kind of games that you always remember. Those are the games that sort of like – remember the night, and this was the crowd was into it, and hopefully there's no weather issues. I think it's just the beginning of a cold front coming through on Friday.
So we get rain?
No, I'm talking about it past us. Like the dry air will be coming through on Friday.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I think it could be it could be that first night where we're in a long sleeve shirt is not just a fashion statement, but it's actually for a reason for sure. So
cool.
And again, now go back. Let's talk about the Indians a little bit too. You've obviously got a game plan, obviously, whatever you're going to try to do against Riverview. But you do know that a lot of this is going to come down to, like, the things we talk about every week, penalties and turnovers and intangibles that are going to affect the game.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I think the big thing is that we got to be able to establish a run.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's and that's one of the things, like the confidence level. And I think you could see, a huge difference when we're playing Lehigh to when we're playing IMG run the ball. I mean, it's just night and day. So I think we got to just really we got to establish a run for sure. I think if we establish the run, then we can be able to be effective in the passing game.
I would be remiss to not mention also that Riverview's always got some special teams. Great, always a good kickers and always good thing on special teams. And this year, obviously, we performed just as well as anybody we played against.
Yeah. No, they do have a good kicker. They've been doing for some reason they do an awful lot of onside kicks. To start the game, in the middle of the game, at the end of games, and then. But when they kicks it deep, the guy he's like almost out of the back of the end zone. So I'm like, why are they not kicking deep every time?
Well, catch people off guard. You never quite know. Sometimes you see a little something on film that you see. Maybe you take advantage of from formation.
I might have saved that for us.
now maybe you've called it out. Maybe that's got to get scratched off the list.
Well, maybe I don't know.
Yeah, if you never knew the John Peacock coach show, might have helped something for game time.
Scratch that one off.
Yeah, he's talking about it already. So, again, Friday night, 7:30, Powell Davis Stadium. If you can't make it, and I don't know why you wouldn't want to make it if you're in town, but if you can't make it, go ahead and go to Vibrant Aspect Media's YouTube page and go ahead and get us on our live stream. Obviously, we think it's the best live stream in the country from a high school perspective.
Oh, it's awesome. It
and
really is.
The way it looks and everything else, and constantly talking about ways to make it better and newer and brighter and everything else.
Yeah.
So Trey Burton will be there this week with me, and as far as the commentary is concerned. So if you can't get to Powell Davis Stadium, by all means, go ahead and go to Vibrant Aspect Media, their YouTube page, and watch the game on your TV at home. Yeah. Or heck, you know what? I think you can come to Bogies and watch it too.
Oh, they do? They show here?
Yeah, I think they do. So if you can come down here, by all means, if you're in a festive mood and want some good food, come on down here.
I don't think you're going to want to miss that atmosphere.
No. It's going to be, and again, I'm not. If they bring the band, I don't know.
They'll bring the band.
And our band. Talk about stepping up the game. Compared to, Mr. Wing, what a job he's done.
Listen, the band is loud. The band is doing a great job.
I came in for the last 3 minutes of the halftime to do sort of a wrap up on the first half.
Right.
And they were so loud through the window that I was having a hard time listening to myself.
Well, we got the new dance
team as well. Absolutely.
Miss Peacock is the.
Yeah, absolutely she is.
And Miss Gayona.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, they're doing a great job, and it looks so cool. I mean, like, I go to Florida every home game up in Gainesville, and what you see is mascots and dance teams and fire coming out and everything else. I'm like, that's Venice.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. I mean, do we have a flamethrower that goes 500 feet in the air? Maybe we could.
Maybe we do. Maybe it's coming out this week.
There you go. Yeah. So, but it's great. It's a great atmosphere, and I just everybody who goes always has something to say about that. Let's take a quick break and come back and wrap things up. talk a little bit about some things that are going on in football in general, just around the world, around the area.
Yeah.
Do a little bit chit chat about that when we come back here at Bogies for the John Peacock Coaches Show.
We'd like to take a minute to acknowledge all of our sponsors that truly make this happen. State College of Florida, Chick-fil-A,
Absolute Aluminum, Jenkins, Lightning Fast Car Wash, Venice Pest Control,
Players, Ryan Brown, Damon Wilson, Trey Burton,
Ships Excavating, AstroTurf, Athletes Perspective Group, X-Tech,
Advanced Asphalt, Sarasota Ford, The Hupp Group,
Bogies of Venice.
and a special thanks to Suncoast Credit Union.
At the Hupp Group at Keller Williams Island Life Real Estate, luxury isn't about price. Luxury is about the experience that we deliver to every client. We are a full-service real estate team offering expert marketing, strategic negotiations, and 5-star communication across every transaction. Our team includes 7 licensed realtors who work together to bring results, experience, and personalized service at every price point. With dedicated in-house marketing, operations, and complimentary property styling, we elevate every listing and guide each buyer with precision and care. Over 80% of our business comes from referrals and repeat clients, because at the Hupp Group, every client receives the luxury treatment, no matter the budget. The Hupp Group, strategy, results, luxury.
Hey parents, start your child's savings adventure today with Ernie's Kids Club at Suncoast Credit Union. New members who open a youth savings account get a free 2025 Zoo Tampa Pass, financial literacy activities, and entry into special giveaways. Simply become a member and make an initial deposit of $50 or more to qualify for the Zoo Tampa Pass. Invest in your child's tomorrow while unlocking roaring savings today. Visit suncoast.com/kidsclub or your nearest branch to get started.
Quality education, exceptional value, and endless possibilities. All at State College of Florida. Thinking of starting college or switching careers? Our flexible schedules and student resources will help you get to the finish line. Apply today at scf.edu/letsgo.
Back here at Bogies for the John Peacock Coach Show. We're wrapping things up, Coach. We got a few minutes here. Obviously, we kind of detailed the Riverview situation for this week as far as the game's concerned. I think now it's just a matter of strapping it up and giving it your best effort.
Yeah, we kind of do have our backs to the wall with our, as far as where we're ranked in the FHSA and our record. We kind of have to. It's kind of like do or die.
At this point, you'd almost have to say that where your goals are every year, yes, it would be a do or die situation. Right. And I said this is what it comes down to now. You mean it's execution. You got to execute what you got to do. You got to try to be as smart as you can be with playing the game. Because all the things that come into it that are just have to be inherent at some point in time. You can't go out there and kind of think your way through it. You got to know what the right way to do and how the right way to play. And so hopefully that is what happens on Friday night. Yeah,
we're going to have to play well and hopefully have our best effort.
One more time, it's 7:30, Powell Davis Stadium. Come and join us live. Get there a little early though, because it'll be real crowded. If you try to roll in there about 7 o'clock, you might miss kickoff on that one, especially for this week's game in particular. And again, if you can't, go ahead and get to Vibrant Aspect Media and go on the YouTube page there and go ahead and you'll see the live stream come up starting at 7 o'clock. I think it's a hard start for 7 o'clock. Also, checking with Francis with Education Channel as well. Education Channel is also an option as well. You can watch it on your TV. Just go on your cable provider, and you're right there to watch that as well.
We'll watch the game?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So that's another one. So again, good luck to you. Look forward to a Friday night. Hopefully, a beautiful weather night as well, and we can come away with a victory.
Yep. Thank you.
No doubt. Thanks for joining us this week on the John Peacock Coaches Show. For Coach Peacock, I'm John Masoni. See you next week.
What time is it? Game time. 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 Going beast mode when the game began. I worked all summer to be a champion. At Venice High School, all we do is win. Man, it feel good to be an